right, thanks, Drew. Well, Kids Music Day is tomorrow, and a local music school is focusing on using music as therapy. It is called the New World Music Academy in Pleasanton. And joining us live to talk about the impact this has on kids, music teacher Kathryn Trujillo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Kathryn.
Thank you for having me.
You have to tell us all about this academy. What is the academy? What is music therapy for some of us who maybe aren't familiar?
Yeah, so New World Music Academy is located in Alamo, Dublin, and Pleasanton.
Okay.
We teach everything from ukulele, drums, guitar, violin, piano, and then I just started as their full-time music therapist.
Oh, well, congratulations. And who, when we talk about music therapy, who is a perfect candidate for this service?
Pretty much anybody, actually. But music therapy specifically works with people with traumatic brain injuries, with TBIs, right? Autism, Down syndrome, any sort of diagnoses, and neurodivergent individuals.
Yeah, so very important work.
Very important.
What are the benefits? And as you go through kind of some of these instruments that we have here, how are they pretty helpful in this therapy?
Yeah, so especially with children, right? You want it to be engaging and you want it to be fun. And therapy with children should look like play. It really should. It should be child-led. It should be person-focused. So a lot of the things I have on this table, I have a ukulele, a kabasa, djembe, and singable books.
Okay.
So one of my favorites is Shy Little Monster by Stephanie Level, who's a music therapist. And a lot of these look like props, right? But they're instruments. And so especially the books, we could use those for improving speech, expressive, receptive language, and different rhythms. I have a lot of rhythmic instruments. And the microphone especially is one of my favorites because a child I work with who had low self-esteem shined, and her voice was loud and bright when she sang with a microphone versus when she was on her own in a big kind of overwhelming setting.
Yeah.
And so it was wonderful.
That's very special.
That she just like lit up.
Yeah, certainly. And do you have to be, or do you have to play an instrument? I know that you brought your guitar here, but do you have to?
I did bring my guitar, but no, you do not have to be a musician to be in music therapy.
Okay.
We use a lot of different instruments and explore them, and use instruments to explore different elements of music, so tempo and dynamics. And we use music to meet clinical goals.
Okay.
So for children who are on an IEP, those are the ones who are perfect candidates for music therapy because we're going to use music to support those goals.
And if parents are sitting at home watching this thinking, is this something for me and my children? Do you want to bring us into it? Maybe play a little something so you can show us kind of what it all entails. I don't know if you're...
It's a little bit more complicated than that, actually.
Okay.
So music therapy is, we have a full assessment process, and we interview family members, we even interview the client. We get their background information, we find out what their preferred music is.
Okay.
We find out if they like classical, if they like contemporary, if they like pop. I've been playing a lot of Taylor Swift this week.
Oh, wow.
That's been fun. And we use the patient preferred music to meet their goals.
Okay.
So music therapist has specialized training in order to assess those needs and strengths and then use music to meet that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So a lot of parents who have children with like ADHD and they're like, I just want my child to learn piano, but they can't sit still for 10 minutes. I go, bring them to me. Let's have some fun. It's gonna look like a non-traditional lesson because it's not. Music therapy meets clinical goals.
Very special, very important work. Thank you, Kathryn, so much for joining us again. Kathryn with New World Music Academy. I know that specifically we talked about Pleasanton today, so.
I'm at Alamo. I'm at Alamo, but we have Alamo, Dublin, and Pleasanton. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll be right back.